Hey guys, welcome back. Or it's the first time to my channel, then welcome. So today is actually going to be the kickoff to a brand new series that I'm starting called The Battle of the Hyped Makeup. So this series is basically going to be all about testing comparable hyped up makeup products against one another. So whether that's foundation, concealer, eyeshadow, bronzer, whatever it may be, I'm going to be testing them head to head to see which one either performs better, maybe they're both really amazing, maybe they're both really terrible, but we will just find out through this process. I actually did a similar video to this like 2 years ago, and I really wanted to bring the series back because I think it could be really fun. So today we are going to be testing out two very hyped up foundations. One is a little bit of an older foundation that has been hyped up for probably years and years, and one is a much newer foundation that is more freshly hyped up. So basically what we're going to be doing is I'm going to apply it on camera, give you guys my first impressions, and then of course throughout the day I'm going to go on my vlog camera and give you guys check-ins and let you guys know how it's performing. And then of course at the end of the day I will give you guys my final thoughts. So I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy today's video. Please let me know in the comments what other hyped up makeup products you'd like to see go head to head. It doesn't only have to be foundation. Of course, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So without further ado, let's find out if these foundations are worth the hype. And let me actually tell you what these foundations are. So let's get into it. Drum roll, please. We are going to be testing the YSL All Hours Foundation against the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. So I thought that these would work really well compared head to head because they both have very similar claims. They both claim to be very long wearing. They're both more of a matte finish, and they both have very, very full coverage. And when swatching it on the back of my hand, I also found that they both had a very similar texture as well. Now it is time to plop this on the face. I'm trying to get all my baby hairs in this clip. It's very difficult. Oh god. Probably just gonna even that one out so I don't look crazy. All right, it's too late for that. Already look crazy. So I'm first actually gonna prime my skin with my First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. The reason why I'm using this primer is because I don't feel like it's gonna affect the actual foundation. This is just a moisturizing primer. So if you're new to my channel and you're wondering, I do have dry skin. So let's first start off with the YSL. So this is what the packaging looks like. It comes in a nice little pump. So I'm just going to squeeze out one pump since I'm only putting on half of my face and I think I need a ton of product. As far as the texture goes, it doesn't feel super thick. It's not like a moussey texture at all. It's still very liquidy, but it's not runny. So I'm gonna take my pink beauty blender on this side, and I'm just going to use that to start to dab it in. Ooh, I like that. Seems to be spreading out really nicely, and it's covering up everything beautifully. That's how much is still left over on my palette, and I only used one pump. So obviously a little bit of the stuff really does go a long way. Color also matches me perfectly. My first impression so far, I love the way that it blended out. It's not attaching to any of my dry patches thus far from what I can see. I'm pleasantly surprised in that it doesn't look like overly dry or overly matte whatsoever. It has more of like a natural finish. So somebody who isn't the biggest fan of super full coverage foundation, I actually really like the way that that looks. I find that it covered up absolutely everything, but my skin still looks nice and natural. Like it doesn't look super heavy or cakey. So now it is time to apply the Estee Lauder Double Wear on the other side of my face. This does not have a pump. You have to pour this stuff out, and it just gets so messy. It's just the worst. The texture, it feels literally identical to the YSL one. Now I'm gonna take another beauty blender because we are not cross-contaminating today, and I'm gonna use that to blend this out. So as far as my first impressions go, this literally looks almost identical to the YSL one. I really can't see too much of a difference. As far as the way that they feel on my skin, they literally feel identical. They both feel fairly lightweight. I imagined them both to be a little bit heavier on the skin, but they really don't feel that way at all. It doesn't feel like I have to set them with powder, which is perfect because as somebody with dry skin, I don't like setting my more full coverage foundations with powder just because I find that it makes it look extra cakey and extra dry. And both of them do also claim to be transfer proof. So that is something that we can test throughout the day. So now I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup. I am gonna apply blush, bronzer, highlight, concealer, but I'm not going to powder the rest of my face. My makeup is all finished. I will put all the products that I use listed down below in case you are curious. I actually use both liquids and powders. I use a liquid bronzer and I also use a powder blush and a liquid highlighter, and I didn't have any issues with things blending out. Everything looks nice and smooth. And on both sides, when I look close up, everything looks so nice and flawless. My skin looks almost airbrushed, honestly. Like, everything is just looking really good. Although I have noticed on my dry patches around my nose, on both sides of my face, the foundations are sort of just attaching to those and they look a little bit dry. So currently it is 11:50 in the morning, so this is the starting time. I'll check in with you guys in a few hours. Okay guys, so right now I am at my grandparents' house. Okay, so right now it is actually 2:05, so it's been about 2 hours since applying it. My mom is here. I wanted her to give me her thoughts on what she thought my foundation looks like. Hello, it's Mama Trudy.
Okay, they pretty much from far look,
Wait,
it looks like seamless. It looks like the same. This side of your face is less cakey. This side I could see more imperfections on your skin. It looks more powderier.
To be honest, when I look in the mirror, because I just did a quick little checkup, it looks pretty much like the same to me.
I'm looking so close and I'm being so critical.
According to my mom, the YSL is like sticking to my dry patches a little bit more than the Estee Lauder one. There's David. Wow. From afar, I love the way my skin looks, but when I get close, it definitely looks really, really heavy.
It's a 3-foot good look.
3-foot foundation. Let me give you guys a nice little close-up right now. So it looks pretty good. I feel like from here on out, it looks great. It's mostly like near the center of my face where I'm the driest. It looks a little bit cakey and it's settling a bit in my smile line. Ali, what do you think of my foundation? Yeah? Why won't you look at me? Wow. Hey Ollie, I was wondering what you thought of my foundation. Oh. Give me your thoughts. Oh. The light. So I just woke up from a nap and I really made sure not to touch my face, like not to sleep on it because I didn't want to mess up the foundation. I actually woke up with my face just face planted. Believe it or not, there was absolutely no foundation on the pillow whatsoever. So right now it is 5:42, so it's about 6 o'clock, so it's been 6 hours and I'm pretty impressed with the way the foundation is looking just because it really hasn't moved at all, and I really feel like it looks just as it did when I first applied it, which is something that both foundations actually claim to do. So here's a little close-up. There has been absolutely no fading going on. Typically, especially on my cheeks, my nose, and my chin, the foundation tends to fade off in those areas just because that's where I'm the driest, and everything is still very much intact except for on my chin just slightly, but that is like the driest part on my face. I just want to say also, I'm editing my video right now and I love the way my skin is looking on camera. Both sides look amazing. It just looks like really poreless and flawless, so this is definitely going to be a foundation that I'm going to continue to wear on camera, especially because it looks awesome. So I'll be home the rest of the night, which means I'll probably end this first impression a little bit earlier. I think I'll wait like another hour or so, then I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts because it has already been 6 hours and literally nothing is changing on my face. So these lights are so bright. I'm calling it, guys. It is 7 p.m. It has been about 7 hours since I first put the foundation on, and yeah, both sides literally look exactly as they did pretty much from when I first applied it. I kind of sort of forgot that I was reviewing 2 separate foundations like halfway throughout the day. I had to remind myself that I had 2 different foundations on both sides of my face because they look so similar to each other. It's insane. Like, really, there aren't that many differences between both sides. There are very slight differences, which I will talk about, but overall there really isn't one side that performed that much better than the other or that much worse than the other. They're pretty much on par with each other. Now, as far as how they look just overall on my skin, I'm gonna just talk as like a whole because like I said, they are so similar to each other, and I find that both of them honestly wore amazing throughout the day. Like I said, I literally slept face down into my pillow and my face is still looking like this. If I were to do that with a foundation that isn't this long wearing, there probably would have been a nice little Jamie face print in my pillow. So for me personally, I could definitely see myself using both of these foundations for events or when I'm being photographed or when I'm filming. I don't really see myself using this on like an everyday basis. It's just a little bit too dry for my preferences. As far as who I would recommend this to, I definitely think both of these foundations are far more suited for an oilier or a normal skin type. If you do not have dry patches and you like a really full coverage, long wearing formula, you would probably really like both of these a lot. However, if you do have very, very dry skin or a lot of dry patches, you may not love it. For me, I feel like I'm able to work around it just because my dry patches are only on like my nose, chin, and a little bit in this area. It's not on my whole entire face. But I know that if that is more of like a prominent skin concern for you, you would probably want to skip on both of these. And because both of these are so similar, I feel like if you were planning on picking up the YSL All Hours foundation and you already have the double wear, first of all, you may not even need to because they are so similar. But second of all, you would also probably really like it because they are so similar. Here is a nice little close-up of what my skin is looking like. This is the YSL side. And then this is the Estee Lauder side. As you can see on the YSL side, my smile line just looks a little bit drier, a little bit cakier, a little bit more prominent, whereas on the Estee Lauder side, it doesn't. So guys, that is actually it for today's first impression and review. I sort of wish there were more differences between the two, but I guess the fact that there isn't is pretty telling as well. Please let me know in the comments all of your thoughts. If you've tried either one of these foundations, let me know what your experience was like and also your skin type. I think that would be really helpful for everybody scrolling through the comment section. Of course, let me know what other hyped up products you like to see me put head to head. Give this video a big thumbs up, and of course, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.